You're gonna go up and get all the Christmas decorations? No. Daddy's got you, don't worry. Good boy.
That's very good.
Well done. Well, Daddy get you.
Well done for rearranging your feet.
Yeah.
A bit more. That's it. Dip your toes.
Yeah. Good morning, guys. Welcome to my channel, Confessions of a Gaming Mum. So it's Wednesday today, and I'd said to myself I wouldn't do the Christmas decorations until the weekend, but I couldn't hold off. So I got my husband to get the Christmas decorations out the loft. So that's my job this morning, is to put all the Christmas decorations up. So let's see how I get on.
Yeah. It's a orange rubber.
Together. Come on. Stretch your arms. Touch your nose.
Ooh, that worked. 2, 3, 4.
What's that? Tree! What? Be careful with it, lover. A star, yeah, well done, Bubba. Yeah, look. Bubba, go do this, look.
Smell kind of odd. Like bananas.
Oh, that's my banana air freshener. I keep it in the car.
See? Put them on the tree.
Okay.
No problem.
Here you are.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna put Santa.
And
Santa.
And you absolutely would not like it when he...
Got this one.
what we're gonna do. There's no way I can push it all the way to the garage. There must be some way I can move it. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, well done.
Mechanics. Sometimes there are wings on the back of their trucks.
Okay.
In cars. That's it. We'll use the winch. Don't worry, Kevin. We'll get this car to the garage in no time.
And my Susie's
There you go. There are your ones, yeah? I'm gonna put them on for Mummy.
Okay, go.
Won't be long. We'll soon have this car to the garage. Brilliant. I love driving a tow truck. If there's enough oil in a car or truck.
By the way, where's Mr. Biggs?
Oh, this is a baby.
Yeah.
Steve, I'm going with a walk. It's a place where there's lots of apples.
Let's go for a walk. We can't because we're
I've
self-isolating.
got 3 ramblers joining me on my walk today. Every farmer is
I
letting
think I'm the only one that gets so stressed about where to put Christmas decorations, Bubs.
where we beat on go to a gate. If it's closed, how? They've got 2 holes in this gap, just like that. fleece is clipped off and turned into to make cozy clothes. That's right, Grim. But how would you knit the wool up?
And the banana, 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 banana,
What's it? You want to
banana, banana,
The ramblers
banana, banana, what there? Banana, 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 banana.
All done. I always get stressed out, and like, tell me if I'm the only one that does, but I get really stressed out trying to decorate a tree. I'm pretty sure my mum just instilled in me like this massive anxiety when it comes to decorating a tree, and you've just pulled one off. So Bubs has just broken decoration. Great. So yeah, I'm pretty sure my mum instilled in me this anxiety that I'm just shit at doing Christmas decorations, because I can remember pretty much every year whenever I tried to help her, she was like, no, you're not doing it right, you do it like this. So she'd take it, like everything I'd done, and just do it completely differently. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, I'm shit at doing Christmas decorations, but there's no one else really here to do it. Obviously Bubs just breaks decorations, so can't rely on him to do it, so yeah. Oh well. So yeah. Still waiting for Bubs' bookcase to come through, because that should be coming through today. I've ordered a few more Christmas presents as well. I need to get my niece's presents still. My sister sent me what to get, so we need to do that. But I'm actually being pretty organised. I think this whole self-isolation thing actually works out quite well, because I can't go anywhere, so I might as well just do all my online shopping. So yeah, good. It's going good. Can't think of anything else I need to say, so yeah.
Pretend that you are a cow. Everybody ready? Go.
Some real animals.
Look! What are they called?
Good morning guys, so it's Thursday, it's lunchtime. I just waited for mine to cook. So I've done my husband's, I've done Bub's, so yeah, just waiting on mine. So I thought I'd come up and just have a bit of a catch up, you know, as you do. I had a shower this morning, I had loads of shower thoughts about what I was going to say, and now I can't think of anything. The one thing I can talk about is, I'm not sure if people know, people are aware, my husband is a member of BAFTA. For anyone who doesn't know what BAFTA is, it's the British Academy for Film, Television and Arts, which also includes games. So my husband gets to see a load of movies, watch TV and play games, and then votes in the awards on whether or not he thinks they're good or whatever. So this time of year is when the people that want to push their games and their films and stuff send through stuff for members to watch or play or whatever, to get an opinion on things. So it's always like quite, because the film awards are in February, and it is quite rushed in terms of, because obviously, because we always say it's BAFTA season to our friends at this time of year. Like before we had Bubs, it was literally every single night. This is when both me and my husband worked in London. Every single night would be us, mostly after work, going to either a film premiere or a screening or a Q&A and stuff. and it was great fun. It could be very tiring, especially because they finish quite late. They start obviously at like 7 o'clock, and it's a 2-hour film at 9. Then if you have a Q&A afterwards, then you're not leaving till 10, and then it's like an hour for us to get home at least. So yeah, it got quite not tiresome, but it could be very tiring, especially like I said, because they're just quite trying to squish all the films into like the space of like 2 or 3 months. But we also get like screeners through and stuff like that. In the last like year or so, I think they've been doing a lot of like, Netflix has really been pushing their stuff, and I think there's been a lot of contention between the fact that like, because Netflix is like a stream service, a lot of people don't really see it as viable for this sort of like movie awards like the Oscars and stuff like that, but I don't see why not, because they're showing films at the end of the day, and technically, like, yeah, I don't see the argument that people have about the fact that Netflix wants to like get nominated for awards and stuff, because the same amount of effort goes into these films, the same amount of money and stuff. So yeah, so there's been a lot of push for Netflix stuff at the moment. We've got quite a lot of discs through, because you just don't think, there's not really been a lot out this year that I can really think of, like blockbuster wise. So Netflix has really been pushing quite a lot of their films, which is understandable, because obviously a lot of people have been watching Netflix while in lockdown. One of the ones that they have, well, not been pushing, but that came up, and I was like, yes, I need to watch this. My husband got an email asking if he would like to go to a virtual screening and Q&A of a new film coming to Netflix called The Dig. And I'd heard of it. It'd been mentioned on a few of the archaeology groups that I'm on Facebook. So I was like, oh my god, it's about archaeology, and it's about the famous site, like the discovery of the burial at Sutton Hoo. Which again, if you don't know, it's basically, it changed the way that people pretty much see Anglo-Saxon England, or Britain, in the like, basically, because it was basically this mound. If I don't want to go in too much into it, because people will start switching and go, oh my god, I got a history lesson. But for those that don't know, in like, I think it's mostly southern England, where you have all the burial mounds, like you have them around like Stonehenge and stuff, and you have them like East Anglia and all different places, not just in like the West Country. It's all it's all dotted. They're all dotted around, and basically these mounds are burial mounds. Over time, obviously, they've been robbed by grave robbers and different people like that. But Sutton Hoo, for some reason, managed to stay untouched. And I think they said it was to do with the fact that because the land had been ploughed so much, it had like taken the top off. So when robbers had dug down to try and find the treasure, it was actually not where they thought it would be, or where it would normally be in the mound, so therefore they missed it. So yeah, it managed to go like undiscovered for all this time, and they found basically this massive ship burial, and obviously a lot of treasure, and basically, obviously the body was long gone by this point, but it was just like, obviously this body had just been decorated in like full armour, like regalia, and obviously a very important person at the time in Anglo-Saxon England. And yeah, it was just this massive find, because they just thought, after the Romans left, what they called like the Dark Ages was just like back to being like cavemen, so to speak. It was just sort of like Vikings and marauders coming in and just pillaging and burning and stuff like that. And basically this site showed that wasn't the case. They had like religion, they had art, they had like all these different things. So yeah, so it's an extremely important site for archaeology, for Britain, like the history of Britain, so to speak. So yeah, they've done this film about it, and Carey Mulligan plays the owner of the land that it's on, and she was a massive lover of history, her and her husband, a massive lover of history, and they'd bought the land because of these burial mounds, and they wanted to see if there was actually anything underneath it. And they called in this guy who was known in the area for being quite an experienced excavator. He wasn't an archaeologist, he was an excavator. And because he was local to the area of Suffolk, which is where the Sutton Hoo is, he was an extremely intelligent guy in terms of, I think he taught himself German, Latin, French, like all these different things. He taught himself astrology. He actually published a book on astrology. But he basically used, like he says it I think a lot in the film, in terms of you show him a piece of soil from Suffolk and he'll know exactly what part of Suffolk that's from, because he just knows it so well. And that's why like people trust him as an excavator. So she calls him in to dig up this mound. He doesn't think there's going to be anything in there, and they just find this massive burial. And obviously the British Museum comes in and just starts like taking over. It's like, this is a massive historical find, therefore it's more important, blah blah blah. So and unfortunately when she died not soon after it was found, but she donated basically everything that was found, all the treasures, to the British Museum, and you can still go and see it today. It's actually pride of place in the British Museum, and it's quite one of their most important exhibits that they have there. And but it's only recently Basil Brown actually got any acknowledgement. So he's actually on, when you go to the British Museum and you read all the information about Sutton Hoo, he is only in the last, I don't know how long it's been, but it's only in the last few years that Basil Brown has actually been put next to the name of, I can't think of her first name, but it's Lady Pretty, is the lady that owned the land. So yeah, so they've been put together on the information, which is good, because yeah, he went unacknowledged for so many years, and this was found in 1939, this site. So it's been like probably like 70 years or something that he's gone unacknowledged. So it's such a good film. Ralph Fiennes plays Basil Brown, and yeah, it's such a beautiful film. And it's one of those things, again, if people don't know, I studied archaeology at university. I've always been a massive fan of history. Like, history is my thing. Again, if you've not watched any of the videos, yeah, I was a massive history buff growing up, so archaeology seemed to be the natural progression for me to study at university. I have to admit that I think because there were so many different parts of it that didn't interest me, I did lag a lot. So by the end of my time, in the end of my 3 years, I was done. I was like, I'm learning, they're trying to make me learn stuff that I do not want to learn about, and I just shut off. So I didn't get the results that I would like to have got, but yeah, but I still had a really good time, and I learnt a lot on my degree. And it's something that I regret not really being able to go into. I think I needed to spend more time at university, do more studies, get more qualifications. But I think because I was just so disheartened that after the 3 years that I just needed a break, and I never really got back into it. So so it's always one of those like things I feel was like a missed opportunity for me. But watching this film, it just brought that love back, like, because I kind of like just bury it under like being a mum and looking after a house, and I was like, when I was working full time in London and stuff and having a social life and things like that, I kind of just like, it just kind of fell by the wayside. But yeah, watching that film last night just brought it all back, and I was like, I'd love to like just get involved in something like that again. But yeah, it was a really beautiful film, and if you're into British history, if you have any sort of interest in archaeology, then I would highly recommend watching the film, because it's such a good film, and I'll definitely be watching when it comes onto Netflix. See, my husband said it's like mid-January that it comes out, but then someone said next week, so I'm not sure when it comes out, but as soon as it's out, I'm going to be watching it again, because yeah, I just absolutely loved it. It's such a good film, really beautiful, and yeah, just would highly recommend it. So yeah, so that was last night. So we had a pretty late night last night, because yeah, the Q&A, Carrie Mulligan was there, and Ralph Fiennes. Obviously it's all virtual, so it was like you're like nosing in on a Zoom call between like a load of producers and stuff. But it was really nice hearing them talk about it. And like Ralph Fiennes was saying, he actually volunteered on a few archaeological sites just to sort of get a feel of what it was like to actually take part in archaeology. So I could just imagine all these like student volunteer archaeologists just being like, is that Ralph Fiennes? Just like sifting through some gravel right there. So yeah, that was quite funny. But yeah, highly recommend it. What else do I have to talk about? Nothing really to do today in terms of, obviously we've put the Christmas decorations up. I did all the unpacking, moved Bob's room around. Hi guys, welcome to Friday. I got really interrupted by my lunch being cooked yesterday, so I wasn't able to finish what I was actually catching up on. So yeah, so basically the first few days of us being sort of in isolation, I moved Bob's room around, made room downstairs, like sorted out his toys downstairs, obviously put all the decorations up. So yesterday I was kind of like, well, what else do I do? So I decided I would write out the Christmas cards that I could write out. But obviously I'll get special cards for like family and stuff, so need to get those. I might go to Moonpig to get them, because obviously I can get them online rather than it being something else I have to go out to the shops and get when we finally can go out. So and that's the current worry as well, is the fact that obviously currently the area we're in is in tier 2 in the England COVID thing that they're doing. But if we go up to tier 3, because I think in tier 2 at the moment it's kind of like shops are open, restaurants are open, but you can only like meet up with, or you can't even meet up with people, like you can be like, you can only go like to restaurants within your household and stuff. I need to read up on the rules and stuff, but I mean all we'll be doing literally is going shopping. We're not going to be really interacting with anyone. So yeah, I need to look into the rules that's actually for tier 2. But yeah, other than Christmas shopping, I don't really think we're going to be meeting up with anyone until Christmas anyway. So, which I think that's like 3 households for Christmas, I think. So that'd be like my mum and dad and then my sister. So yeah, but we got to see. Anyway, so yeah, so current thing is, yeah, I've now done my Christmas cards, or most of my Christmas cards that need to be posted out. As I can't leave the house, obviously I can't post them, and also I don't have any stamps, so I also need to go shopping for some stamps. So yeah, there's that. But at least they're written out. I've been organised and actually worked out which cards I need to send out, so they're written and addresses are done and stuff. So that's fine. So yeah, that's done. So there wasn't really anything else for me to do today, other than I've got to pay my nan's invoice for her care. So yeah, so that's what I've got to do today. I've rescheduled my physio appointment because I was going to do it this Saturday. But obviously because I have to self-isolate, I have to move it back a week. So I rescheduled that this morning. I think that was it. Spoke to my parents. They've booked their flight back. I can't remember if I said that. So they're coming back on the 16th, which means, because there's a new rule that's coming in terms of if you're travelling from somewhere that's not in the travel corridor, and that's where you have to do 5 days of self-isolation instead of like the 2 weeks that we've had to do. But you have to do 5 days of self-isolation, but you have to do I think you do a test at the end of that 5 days, or you do the test during the 5 days, and to see if you've got like the virus or not, and then if you come back negative, then you're able to go out and do whatever. So yeah, I think that's what my parents were thinking, so they can organise like getting, because I think you have to have booked a test before you can actually enter the country, so you have to be able to prove, like have a form that says yes, I've got a test booked, so I can check for COVID before like before I leave the house, sort of thing, before I stop self-isolating. And obviously if you do have symptoms, then obviously you have to self-isolate for the full 2 weeks. But yes, there's that. All the Christmas presents are being ordered, so yeah, we're just making the most of not being able to go anywhere right now. Bubbles has been quite good. Oh, his potty arrived yesterday. I'll see if I can get a picture of it. Such a kerfuffle with it. Obviously I ordered it for his birthday, so back in August I ordered it. It was meant to arrive at the beginning of October because it was coming from like China or somewhere, so but that never arrived. So then it took me 3 weeks to get a refund. I literally had to report the company to Amazon because twice I'd asked for a refund and they were like, oh, we'll send you a refund in like 5 to 7 working days. Twice they sent me that email, because twice I asked for a refund and they were like, oh yeah, we realised that it hasn't come to you, blah blah blah. So it's like, for God's sake. So I just went to Amazon and said, look, I've asked for a refund twice from these guys, and I'm probably because they don't speak English, they're getting confused with what I'm asking for. Or they're not seeing my previous one where I'd requested a refund. So Amazon just gave me the refund themselves. And then my husband ordered it like the day before we flew home, because we're like, obviously it will arrive tomorrow, or that's the plan, that it will arrive the next day, and obviously the next day we'd be home. So so we put the order in, then it was like, oh, so it's saying it's not going to be here till mid-January. So oh, for God's sake. So that was annoying. And then literally, I think, like, yeah, my husband ordered it on the, I can't remember, I think, did he order it when we were out there? I can't remember when he ordered it, but then literally, like, he got a message saying, oh, it's been dispatched. So we actually got it yesterday. So that was quite funny. But yeah, so when Bubs first saw it, it was like, oh, new toy. So we sat on it backwards and was like trying to slide it across the floor like he was on a car or a rocking horse or something. So but this morning was successful, because now obviously we've started the slow process of potty training. So what we've actually done is, or what the plan is, that after every meal, because that's what my husband reckons, he tends to go to the toilet after every meal. So once he's had his breakfast, his lunch and his dinner, we're gonna change his nappy. We'll just take his nappy off, sit him on the potty for 10 minutes with his iPad or his tablet, and then like just see how he gets on. And obviously if he does do something, then we just really praise him up for it. But I'm not expecting much at the moment, because obviously I don't think, even though we're telling him this is where you go to the toilet, this is where you do a wee and a poo, but I think it's going over his head. But yeah, so that's currently the plan. And obviously when he gets more used to sitting on the potty and not, because he was really good this morning, he didn't actually move for like 10 minutes, he just sat there and he was all right. So yeah, so I think once he's got used to doing like that 3 times a day, then we might try it where we do it every time, like me and my husband go to the toilet or something, or every time we just change his nappy, we'll sit him on there for 10 minutes. So so yeah, it's just a matter of just seeing how we get on, because I don't think he's properly ready. I mean, he does say when he's done a wee or a poo, but that's the thing, it's when he's done a wee or a poo. And he doesn't go to hide when he does a poo. He just does it there and then. He's just like, oh yeah, done it, sort of thing. He has no shame. So there's that. And he doesn't, because there's a thing that like a lot of kids get like really sort of like, oh, they moan if they've done something, so they feel uncomfortable in a soiled nappy. He's not bothered. He'll, like I said, he'll say if he's done something, but he's not bothered. So so yeah, so he's not really showing like full signs of it. So so I'm not like trying to push him. I'm just gonna see if he gets it, then he gets it, and if not, then we'll just keep trying and not make him, because you can get to a point if you're really sort of antsy with them and they can sense like you're getting angry or whatever, you can actually cause them issues, not be scared to go to the toilet, and I don't want that for him. So so yeah, so you have to just be really calm with them. Luckily we have laminated floors, so if there are any accidents, at least it can just be mopped up. But yeah, that's a current thing. I'm trying to think what else there was. I can't remember if I said about like the amount of post we had. Yeah, we had quite a lot of post. So and one of the things that was in there was Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Finally I get to play it. So last night I actually sat, while my husband was putting Bubs to bed, I sat there and downloaded, well I've installed Assassin's Creed Valhalla, because I've made a decision now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to record Valhalla for my YouTube channel, because originally I was going to live stream it because it's such a big game and it's going to take forever. I thought, oh, it would be good to live stream it because obviously I do it 2 hours at a time, but then I was thinking, but it's such a big game that it's going to take forever to finish it even in a live stream, and I don't want people getting bored. I want to be able to have games that will last for a certain period of time and then I can move on to something else. I want to keep it a bit different. So at least with the YouTube channel, it's there if people want to watch it, and I think that's where I'm going to do the games that I'm kind of like really enjoying and that I just really want to spend as much time on as possible. So the only problem with doing it on my YouTube channel is the camera that I'm using now. it only does video for 30 minutes, so I don't want to have to keep on checking the camera every 30 minutes and then having to stop playing and stuff like that, so, and then keeping an eye on the battery. But as my husband suggested, what I'm going to try and do is use my new webcam that I use for live streaming, but put it in the same position that I would normally put this camera, because that's the one thing like that put me off in terms of I just don't like the framing when I'm live streaming. It's like, it's fine when I'm live streaming because I'm live streaming, but when I'm trying to like make a video for my YouTube channel, I want the framing to be better. So I'm going to see how it works and if it looks the same as like this camera does when I put it on the new tripod that I've got. So so we'll just see. So hopefully if I can do that, then I can just record for as long as I want, really, and I can just keep going. I don't have to worry about the battery or the memory card or anything like that. So that's the plan. I've also installed, because obviously I was saying yesterday about my husband being a member of BAFTA. He's got several games through from BAFTA, and one of them is Immortals Phoenix Rising, I think it's called. But it's because it's based on like ancient Greek mythology and stuff. I was like, it's a given. I've got to live stream that as my first live stream back from Greece. So so that's the game I'm going to try and see what people think, see how people get on with it. But then obviously once I'll play that for a few goes, because I think that one might be open world as well. I'm not too sure. I need to read up on it. But obviously if it is, I'll play it for as long as, like, I might do like the story. Because normally there's a story and then you just meander off and do other things if it's anything like Skyrim. But yeah, so I'll do the main story and then I'll go on to like Tomb Raider 2 next. So so that's the current plan. How it pans out though, we'll have to see. So so yeah, that's how it stands at the moment. Yeah, I was going to vlog last night when I was doing the installing of the games. But we had pizza for takeaway last night and we bought a large pizza, and I was so full and I was in such a big food coma. I was like, there's no way I can talk to a camera right now. So so we kind of just slobbed out in front of the TV like, last night. So so yeah. I can't think if there was anything else I needed to say. Oh, we got the new doorbell. It's not the Ring doorbell, because I did want the Ring doorbell, but we've got one that's, I think it's Wi-Fi it's called, and my husband looked into it and it's pretty much exactly the same as Ring, except you have a physical box that the camera saves the footage from the doorbell to, rather than it being saved in the cloud and you having to pay monthly for that cloud. Because that's the thing that put my husband off. He was like, I don't mind paying that much money for the doorbell, but then having to pay monthly installments to pay for like the memory, like cloud base. So so because we've got the physical, you get a physical base with it. This is just another one-off payment, so we didn't mind paying that. Only problem we're having is that the door frame for our front door, it's plastic on the front, but inside it's got like a stainless steel frame. So my husband only gets a screw in so far and then he hits metal. So it's a bit of a bugger, because obviously it means he can't drill through that. So he's going to try on the other side of the door, the not conventional side, like the left side of the door, when normally it's meant to be on the right. But he's going to try it on the left side and see. There shouldn't be any stainless steel there, so we'll just have to see. But it's just a matter of you make sure you don't hit the glass. So so yeah, that's currently how things stand, and my lunch is ready, so I'm going to go and have that. So I might speak to you later. Hi guys, so it's Saturday. I can finally game. I'm so happy. Finally get to game after like months. Oh, I was going to say months, I mean weeks away. God, if it'd been months, I think I'd lose the will to live. So yeah, so today, like, I've waited all day to do this because it's actually just after lunch. So we had to try and figure out how we were doing it in terms of with, like, because we're using my webcam instead of this camera. So yeah, trying to figure out how to like record and do different things, because we originally set it up that like the camera or the video from the camera would be set up in the corner of, because I record using Elgato, but it would never have me central in it. It was just super annoying. So we're making it that we're filming it separately, and the same as I do the audio, like record the audio separately. So I'm going to have 3 separate videos. So I'm going to have my video in one bit, game recording in another, and then voice recording in another, and then I just put them together in the editing software that I use, which is Filmora. So that seems to be the most straightforward way of doing it, and making sure that I'm actually getting everything's framed the way I want it to be framed. So so yeah, wish me luck. I'm going to be playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm going to do an hour of it, I think, for the first video, and then I'm going to try editing, seeing how I get on with that, and then I'll do a couple more videos, because obviously next weekend will be a very busy weekend, hopefully, if we've not been moved into tier 3, which is like looking likely. I really don't want it to be the case, but because now they've made it that we only have to self-isolate for 10 days as of Monday. I think they're saying that anyone that needs to self-isolate only has to self-isolate for 10 days. So so that takes us up to next Thursday. But obviously my husband will be working on Friday, so we're going to use Saturday as our big sort of just going out and splurging and getting all the Christmas presents that we need to get, as long as we can actually go out and get them. So I won't be able to actually record on the Saturday, so I need to try and get them done today, so I don't have to worry about getting back in time to do it. So it means we can just have a nice day of just getting out and doing stuff. So so yeah, hopefully that's the case. I think that was all I wanted to say. So yeah, wish me luck on getting my first recording for ages. I'm quite nervous because I haven't done it in a while. I'm out of the loop with it. But a new game, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I've waited for this for like ever. So excited. But yeah, I'll see you on the other side, I guess. Hi guys, so it's nearly 9 PM on Saturday. I managed to get well over 2 hours in of Assassin's Creed, so I was very happy, really enjoying it. So so yeah, really happy to finally get started. Was a bit fiddly with the first video because as I said, I'm using my webcam to record it, so editing it is a bit different to how I would edit the footage from this. So so yeah, it took a bit longer than I thought, but yeah, still going ahead, sort of thing. Although it's a bit worrying, the fact that it's still exporting. I left it exporting at like 5:30, so it's been going for 4 hours. No idea why, but yeah, there you go. So that's currently the case. But yeah, so looking forward to tomorrow, because obviously I'll probably do another video of it, so I get to play more, and then I'll be playing I can't forget the bloody name of it now. Immortals, I think it's called. Immortals Phoenix Rising, I think that's the name of it. Yes, I'll be playing that on live stream for 2 hours tomorrow, so yeah, super excited. But on that note, yeah, I'll end this video here. So hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like. Also subscribe if you haven't already. You can also follow me on social media, all the links will be down below. And on that note, I'll say love you guys, and I shall see you on the next video.